We go from humble to flexing, you DM, I'm texting, she hit me right back. I'm on the move, I'm not stressing, the king to these peasants, you know that's a fact. Y'all hate the press, y'all elect him, a press for 11, I gave him a stack. I use these words as my weapon, a demon, the session, we killing the pack. We go from humble to flexing, you DM, I'm texting, she hit me right back. I'm on the move, I'm not stressing, the king to these peasants, you know that's a fact. Y'all hate the press, y'all elect him, a press for 11, I gave him a stack. I use these words as my weapon, a demon, the session, we killing the pack. We slaying witches and demons, making a list like I'm Steven. This ain't the Garden of Eden. Playing this game, it's not even. I come with soldiers and legions. That is my name that you speaking. All of y'all live for the weekend. I don't know what you believe in. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. She rocking the two-piece and look like a snack. Stay out of trouble, but I got a new scheme. I'm sipping on wine while they sipping on that. I done told y'all if I see it, I cop it. You see what we rocking, we dripping all black. You being off, you seen this deposit. We brought a few bags and there's more in the back. I got riches storing up in heaven. I'm a big gorilla, I got ape aggression. Young and jaded like an adolescent. I'm slightly faded like an evanescent. Brand new villa up on the East Coast. You better come through because we stay progressing. If you roll with us, you better unpack before God teaches you an eternal lesson. Roll with me, you're gonna learn something. Roll with me, you're gonna earn some. We in the forest like we Fern Gully. If it's filling off, I discern some. Clean hearts, but we stay muddy. Too smart, but we stay study. Staying face, cause we too ugly. All these jokers think they too funny. We go from humble to flexing, you DM, I'm texting, she hit me right back. I'm on the move, I'm not stressing, the king to these peasants, you know that's a fact. Y'all hate the press, y'all elect him, a press for 11, I gave him a stack. I use these words as my weapon, the demon, the session, we killing the pack. We go from humble to flexing, you DM, I'm texting, she hit me right back. I'm on the move, I'm not stressing, the king to these peasants, you know that's a fact. Y'all hate the press, y'all elect him, a press for 11, I gave him a stack. I use these words as my weapon, the demon, the session, we killing the pack.
Check, check, 1, 2, ayy, check, check. I don't know about this shit. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's poppin'. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they tatted. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a hot king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Not much just popping, oh, and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking, and now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah, that's the thing. Happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah, we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they tatted. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole industry, music and media. Started my own shit, I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your monsters just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Yo, last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill a fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they tatted. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice.
flyer. Too many people on a bandwagon. Dumb band through that hellfire. Came out lethal like a red dragon. Same old rapper with the same old flows. Color dreads with the pants sagging. Got that fame, but you sold your soul. You a warlock, I'm the dark assassin. Said thick stacks, mo change, big bags, faux chains. Get that money, said big facts, no gains, big stats, mo fame. We back stunts, said big names on stage, big trap, no shame. Going and running that big check, my name, sign that, mo rain. Come back home and just come up, hey. Let's be with that drama, hey. Saw that fatty mama, hey. Told her I don't wanna, hey. Come up, hey. Let's be with that drama, hey. Saw that fatty mama, hey. Told her I don't wanna, hey.
Check, 1, 2, ayy, check. I don't know if I can rap this shit. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's poppin'. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they satin. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing no black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a hot king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Now my shit's popping, oh and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah that's the thing, happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they satin. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing no black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole industry, music and media. Started my own shit, I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your mouths is just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Yo last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill the fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they satin. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing no black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and yo-hos? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you bees. Welcome to the show, fam. Happy Thursday, June the 26th, episode 3,338. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome, everyone. Come one, come all. We are live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. And of course, you can subscribe to the Beastcast over on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. Welcome, Sheena, Lacey, PK. How we doing? Green Trolley, Ellie, Squeegee, Jeremy's here. Let's get into today's episode. We got Swole fam posts from inside the Swolenormous app and a lot more to get into. So without further ado, let's get on into that tip. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, first post of the day is from Adam.
What's in the box?
Adam says, greetings. I am a new 41-year-old member living in Germany. My goal is to be more disciplined with a healthy diet and an exercise program focused on losing weight, the stresses of work coupled a reduction in free R obstacles. Maybe free time. Maybe that was a typo. Or obstacles I must overcome. I am looking forward to working with the family. Well, welcome to the fam, Adam. Super stoked to have you with us. And of course, a lot of other members are probably going to pipe in, focus on building muscle. The fat loss will come. We want to get away from the whole losing weight narrative and focus on minimizing fat, but building muscle, which will improve your metabolism, hormones, everything like that. So welcome, Adam. Let's make some sick fucking gains. Stoked to have you with us. Welcome. We got one from Christian. Christian says 6.06 mile trail run. Lots of hills. Felt good and strong during the run. Half marathon training is well underway. Focusing on staying strong and injury free this round. Fantastic. Love the GTTFG. Look at that tie-dye hat. Smiling Christian has returned. I'm glad you're staying injury free. And that looks like a beautiful run. Beautiful run. Look at those trees. Love it. Excellent. Beautiful, beautiful. Will says, good day, fam. Just wanted to share a mini win for myself. I do my best to get out for an hour-long walk on Sundays and knock out a few of the 7 pillars. Consistency, recovery, and mindfulness. I get my water, start cranking some good music and let nature take its course. I spend the time sorting out anything that's been nagging me in the back of my head and either let it go or make a plan to deal with it. The mini win comes in with the fact that for the last 2 weeks, I haven't had to sort anything out, even when I went searching for something. Obviously, I know this isn't a permanent situation, but it feels good to know that whatever I'm doing is working. Thanks for being a part of the journey, fam. Keep doing what you do. Now, this is fantastic. When it comes to mindfulness, if you're meditating, just 5-10 minutes, whatever you're doing, brain gains, you're in the sauna, you're going for a walk, there is a nice concept, analogy of going through unopened emails. I know a lot of you get spam, you get promotions, you open up your Gmail or Yahoo Mail and you just have like tons of new things coming in all over the place. Going through kind of those unopened things in your mind, addressing issues and things that maybe have been weighing on your mind, thinking through them, wading through them, cleaning out your closet in your mind is very important. And you're doing well when you kind of get on zero, right? You go through all those unopened emails and you're like, wow, there really isn't anything else at this moment. Of course, Will is very aware that that's just temporary. Things will pop in for whatever reason at any time. But once you go through those things, it makes it easier to deal with a couple things at a time rather than everything you have to undo. So obviously you have the concept of spring cleaning. It's a hot mess. Your closet, your room, your house, your garage, whatever it is, storage area is a hot mess. You go through it and you clean it up. Doesn't mean that it'll never need to be cleaned up again, but then maybe just tidy and do some little maintenance now and again. So good for you, Will. Stoked to hear about your progress and great input. Those are all in the Swolenormous app. Go to swolenormousx.com, download the app, and make sure you go and comment on these posts in the community section. It's been really blowing up lately. Thank you, everyone, that has been sharing all those awesome things. Let me open up this one thing because we do have a call today. I want to make sure that, oops. Oh, it's over here. That's where it is. Let me drag that over. We do have a call today. Before we do, let's get into one of our latest releases over at papaswolio.com, the I Curl Everyday Ice shirt. That's a instant favorite. Today I'm rocking This Is My Pride flag shirt with the USA flag. Save 20% over there on papaswolio.com. And of course, if you're not on the email list, don't be slacking on that. Go to makeemailswoleagain.com so you're not missing out on any of the knowledge cock in your inbox. Let's get into some knowledge cock. We will take some questions. We'll load up TikTok and stuff like that so we can get some more live questions. But before we do, let's take a call. If you want to call into the show, you want to make a statement, you have a topic that you want answered, head on over to askpapaswolio.com and call into the show. Today we got one from Junior. Junior, you are on the line. You're on the greatest mancast in the realm. What's up?
Papa Swolio. I've
me.
been following you for a while now, man. You're the best. I love your videos. So I have a question. I'm 6'2", 240 pounds with a bit of belly fat that I want to lose. I'm new to the gym. I just started going a couple weeks ago. What do you recommend I start eating, and any type of specific workouts I need to be doing in the gym as I want to get more muscular up top in my arms? Should I be doing cardio or just straight lifting heavy? And yeah, I just need some advice, man. As I said, I am new. Any type of recommendations would be appreciated. Thanks, brother.
Junior, I appreciate the feedback. I'm glad you enjoy the content and stoked to hear that you're getting back in the gym. You got a big frame, so it's time to pack on that muscle. You need a good strength training program and you need to get your nutrition in order. So the way I describe this, I'm just going to keep it standard for you as I would any other member of the Swole fam. You want to focus, you want to get on the elimination diet. And really what the elimination diet is kind of taking you down to that base level so you can test and see what foods work best. So you really have to figure out what foods work best for you, what you like to buy, what you like to eat, the meals you like to eat, what feels best for you. Of course, you want to get in sufficient protein, X, Y, and Z. But when it comes to nutrition, especially in today's day and age, it's really about what you're removing rather than what you're eating. All right. I'm sure you know, eggs are good, steak is good, protein is good, chicken, fish. You want to get protein. Most people are aware, hey, I want to build muscle. I need protein. So you need quality foods. We want to get rid of all those ultra processed sugars and seed oils and things that are going to gum up your system, essentially, in one way or another. When it comes to lifting, get on a solid strength training program. If you're interested in joining the Swole fam, I would recommend the 90-day dash. I'd recommend Swole season. I'd also recommend Maximum Swole. And when it comes to strength training, you want to know what you're doing. You want to know how to do it properly. If you're going to a gym, like you said, you want to make sure that you are not overdoing it, but you want to make sure that you're building that base. You want to make sure that you are building that foundation for strength and you're doing it the proper way with proper form and learning how to not overdo it. And that's a big thing that you're going to have to learn over time with experience, but you need a strength training program. And I would recommend that you join us over at swolenormousx.com and start with one of our programs. Surround yourself with myself and all the other veterans inside the Swole fam that have gone through and are going through what you're doing. So download the Swolenormous app, join us, bro, and we'll help you every step of the way with your nutrition and with your training. But I think the most important thing is just kind of like, I get this sense based on your question, don't try to make up for lost time. Don't try to accelerate. Don't try to do more than doing more isn't going to get you results faster. It's not going to reverse the clock or make up for the years that you haven't trained. And the classic the classic thing, the way humans think, is more is better. Let me just do tons of cardio and do tons of lifting. You're just gonna grind yourself into the ground. So nothing wrong with cardio. I think that's great. It's great for your heart health. It's great for metabolizing fat and this, that, and the other. But you don't have to do anything intense, like crazy cardio. Could start by going for a walk every day. You can get your 5,000, 10,000 steps, just being more physically active, going for a walk first thing in the morning, get on a quality strength training program that you're doing 3 to 4 times a week, focus on your nutrition. And the way I always describe this to new members is you don't want to bite off too many things at the same time. So you want to get on something, you want to get into a place where you can kind of automate the lifting, you know what you're doing, you can just execute on that and focus your attention on the areas that you might struggle with the most psychologically or with time management. And for most people, it's actually not going to the gym. That's the hard thing to organize. It's what you're doing outside of it. It's all the other habits, when you wake up, when you go to sleep, where you get your food, what you buy, how to prepare your food so you have what you need when you need it, electrolytes, hydration. Nutrition is, and understand that you're always working on nutrition. It's not like, hey, I got my nutrition in order, and then you put that on autopilot forever. That's going to change. That's going to fluctuate. You're going to learn different things about your body. So don't get overwhelmed and focus on the areas that you need to. Everyone's going to be different. Some people can handle more lifestyle changes at the same time, and some people can take a bigger bite at the beginning. Some people just need to focus more on nutrition fundamentally and understand that your body is going to be adapting or reacting to a lot of these new stresses or new foods or new training protocols. So it's really important to not overdo it because everything is new. So you're going to get a lot of stimulus. You're going to get those newbie gains, but it's important to set yourself up for success long-term, because a lot of people start and they start off big. I need to lose 50 pounds for the summer. This isn't what Junior said. Or I want to lose 100 pounds, or I got belly fat, so I really want to get rid of this. And they just do these like crazy caloric deficits, and they do tons of cardio, and they just kind of get skinny fat and get drained and exhausted, and then they fall off. So it's really important to set those habits for a lifetime, not for 30 days, not for 75 days, not for 90 days. Even though we have a program called the 90-Day Dash, it's not 90 days and you're done. It's the first 90 days, and it segues into repeating the program or moving on to one of our other programs. So it's really important to understand that this foundation that you're setting is for the rest of your life. So you really want to make sure that foundation is proper. Think about it like a house or a skyscraper. If you don't set a proper foundation, it's not going to be stable, and it's not going to be something that you can maintain long term. So it's really important that you dig your heels in and do it right from the start, and then build slowly over time. I don't know if he said how old he is, but you're a big dude, so you have a lot of room for mass on your frame. And when you build muscle and you eat better, you're going to trim that body fat over time. So it's really important to focus on building muscle and focus on these habits, and then educate yourself and learn and adapt to these nutritional patterns and your new lifestyle and your new time management and your new schedule and your priorities. So if you have these things as your priority, make them your priority, and you'll put more effort and you'll be more mindful with it. But don't try to rush things. It's very easy to try to do too much up front, but this is a years and decades long journey, and it's important that you start off with the right mindset. This is low time preference. This is delayed gratification. This is not something that you can make quick changes, but those changes are going to take time to snowball. So stay the course. And when you have a program, you know you're going through it. And the reason why a program is very important, and a program and training is different than exercise, is because it gives you a protocol that you're going to maintain long term. Whereas people that just go and do physical activity are going to feel tired, exhausted. They're going to look in the mirror or step on the scale and be like, oh, I'm bummed out. And there's nothing to really adhere to. They go by their feelings and what they kind of sense short term, but it takes months to start seeing progress. Some people might see some changes or some inflammation drain in the first few weeks or the first month or two, but it really takes time to snowball this. So keep that in mind, that you're starting this and it's a new you. You're starting a new chapter. So it's really important to start off the right way and have those tools and the right people in your corner. So when we talk about the 7 pillars, I don't know if Junior's aware, but go to swolenormousx.com and download the 7 pillars, because all those things on the right side of your screen: community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, and consistency. Of course, the 7 pillars and the 7 pillars, Beyond 7 Pillars ebook break down all these little subcategories. But it's really important that you're focusing on all these areas, and it takes time. And, you know, it's not so much that you have to be an expert to get these results. And so many people and so many protocols make it seem complicated. You know, it's not complicated. It's simple. It's just the changing of the habits. That's the difficult part. But there's nothing fancy that you need to be doing. It's the basics, but you need to do the basics right. You need to improve the basics, and you need to be consistent with the basics. And if you're not, you get distracted with all these other things like excessive cardio or fat burners, and you start looking to cut corners. So if you're starting and doing it the right way, you have to do this with a mindset that you're not trying to cut corners. You're setting the proper foundation, and you are open to learning new things, and you're open to tweaking things. Because we all know that if you're trying to really improve your hormones and your sleep and all these different things, there's blue light, there's, you know, cold, dark room, proper habits for sleep and meditation. There's yoga. There's getting rid of all these endocrine disruptors in your surroundings. And there's synthetic materials like polyester. There's synthetic laundry detergents. There's air fresheners. There's colognes, deodorants. Like all these things make a huge difference. And they're like, you know, grains of sand and coats of paint that can really hold people back. And that's something that you're going to learn and develop and tweak over time. So some people are going to be able to take a bigger bite. They're going to be able to rip the Band-Aid right off and make those pivots. Some people will smoke cigarettes for 20 years and then cold turkey, they stop. Some people, they have to, like, you know, change doesn't take time. It takes commitment, but not everyone can make that hard pivot and change directions like with 180 degrees. Some people need to off-ramp some of these bad habits. So I would say one of the best books that we talk about a lot, it's in the Amazon stores, Atomic Habits. And it's a great way to visualize those small habitual changes, because when you're changing habits, it's not, oh, I'm going to do this instead. It's undoing a bad habit, or usually several. It's usually multiple micro habits. That's why it's called Atomic Habits. It's multiple small things that you have to undo. So not only are you undoing a bad habit, but then you're replacing it with a better habit. So it's not just doing something different, it's undoing things. So it's usually several things that need to be done with the intent of maintaining a new protocol. So starting it the right way, you need to commit to that change. And that's one of my favorite quotes is change doesn't take time, it takes commitment. So when everyone colloquially says, well, it takes 21 days to build a habit, I disagree, because you could do a habit for 22 days and then quit. So I don't think 21 days builds a habit. People train for 3 months and then stop. People do the 75 hard, right? Or these challenges and then stop. So does it take 21 days? Of course not. It depends on that commitment. If you make that commitment today, it takes 1 day. It takes a moment. So there you go. So hopefully that answers your question. And I do recommend, of course, there's a lot of programs online. There's a lot of stuff online, but that's the beauty of the Swolenormous app and the Swole fam, is that we have it all in one place. And this mindset of the 7 pillars and the understanding that those fundamentals are essential. And remember, low time preference, that long-term result, that delayed gratification is what fitness and like force it through by doing more. And that's not necessarily the answer. People fall off all the time. All right. Thanks for the question. If you want to call into the show, go to askpapasolio.com, and you guys can drop your thoughts. A lot of people ask about the 75 hard or 30-day challenges. This is why I don't like doing those. I know I could run ads and be like, hey, start this Papa Swolio's, 30-day Swole challenge. I just don't like the mindset behind it. Just because it's good marketing and maybe I could sell some programs and get people joining a challenge group, that doesn't really set people up for the mindset long term. It sets people up for a 30-day challenge. And then after the 30 days, what the fuck are they going to do? So even in the concept of like, hey, let's sign people up for a 30-day challenge and then segue them into a membership. But still, I don't want that mindset being instilled at the beginning that it's only for 30 days. I want people to understand that when they're joining the Swole fam, they're serious about making lifetime changes. And sure, we're going to have less members join unless people are willing to make those lifestyle changes and those long-term changes, but it's not for everyone. Unfortunately, I wish it was for everyone, but most people don't. That's one of the famous all-time Swole cards is most people don't. Most people don't make those lifestyle changes. Most people don't look long-term for those changes, and most people will quit. Most people will stop. Most people will burn out because they try to get everything done in a short period of time and then get filled with despair and then fall off. So today's Swole card is hashtag, why is it always out of focus? Get this back in here. There we go. Hashtag get swole for a chance to win today's swole card. I still haven't fixed the nut. Still haven't reset that camera, but it's all good. It's all good. So drop the hashtag get swole in the comments for a chance to win today's swole card. And we'll take some more questions. Drop your questions in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. We're live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole, and we're loading up TikTok to take some questions, so drop it in the comments. Denver on TikTok, Papa Swolio, hi. Tips for working out with a sunburn. Oof, shouldn't. You shouldn't be working out with a sunburn. You shouldn't be getting a sunburn to begin with. But if you have a sunburn and you're heating up your skin, you're going to complicate your recovery. So yeah, that's a tough issue. If you actually have a sunburn that's really uncomfortable, your skin itches or it hurts and you can't wear clothes, or you're putting pressure on it. So if it's really bad, you need to take care of that and then go back to the gym. So you just got to be careful. You just got to be careful. I liked him until I saw his shirt and now I don't like him. That's good. If you don't like this shirt, then I don't need you to like me. Again, I don't need people with double-digit IQs following this page. We're high status over here. Thomas, preferred split for strength training. Preferred split for most people, especially, again, this really goes for people that are natural or not natural. If you are looking to build muscle, you don't really need to be lifting more than 3 to 5 times a week. Usually an upper lower 3 to 4 times a week is more than enough. And then adjusting your volume and intensity and exercise selection around that. So for someone who's like, hey, what's a good standard strength training program to get into? I would say for most people, it's going to be an upper lower body split. That's a real great general program. You could do 2 on, 1 off. You could do 2 on, 2 off. You could do upper, lower, rest, rest. Everyone's going to be different with their recovery, with their schedule. So it depends on how often you're able to go to the gym, what your experience is, but upper, lower is a great general split. You could do full body, but upper, lower has a lot of variability where you can do upper, lower. And don't forget, when you do an upper workout, it doesn't have to be the same workout every time. You could do an upper workout that's more push focused and less pull focused. And then your next upper day could be more pull focused and less push focused. And your lower body one could be more glute and hamstring focused. And the next lower day could be more quad focused. So you can still bias towards certain things you need to work on more. James on TikTok, is training 6 days a week too much? For most people it is. You're just not getting enough recovery in. It really depends on that split. If you're doing upper, lower rest, you just really have to monitor your volume. Personally, I just don't think it's enough recovery 1 day a week, unless the volume is very low on those other 6 days. But the problem with a 6-day split, if you're doing a bro split, you're not getting enough frequency. You're training body parts once a week. So generally, I think for most people, for muscles, you're going to want to train a body part, most body parts, anywhere between 2 to 3 times a week. So 2 to 3 times a week is usually either an upper lower split or it's a full body split. And whatever you prioritize on those training days is going to get the most stimulus. So some body parts will be able to recover faster. You'll be able to train some body parts 3 times a week, no problem. Let's say traps, glutes, for example. Those body parts may be quads, depending on the volume. Calves, maybe forearms, depending on the volume. You could train more frequently, and some body parts twice a week will be plenty, depending on the frequency. But personally, doing 6 days a week isn't enough for me because you have systemic recovery, not just local recovery. So by the time you get to like that 5th day, if you're doing upper, lower, you're just not getting the same type of stimulus. You get that like cumulative fatigue and you're going to be a little bit more wiped out. So you're not going to necessarily get the same pop as if you did upper, lower, rest or rest, and then go upper, lower. So if you do upper, lower, that's through Thursday, Friday and Saturday off, and then start again on Sunday, you're training 5 days a week, but you're still getting some recovery. So you could always do upper, lower back to back. And whenever you need a day off, you take a day off and then continue. Maybe you do upper, lower, day off, upper, rest, lower, rest, upper, rest, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest, and just kind of alternate and add in those recovery days as needed. But I think that's generally going to be people that are more advanced that can read and sense when you need recovery and ahead of time. So for me, the most that I would train in a week personally with intense training would be 5 days. If I'm doing a push-pull, legs, upper, lower split. But generally, it's going to be around 4 for me. Papa Swole, or do you do collabs with your merch? I'm not sure what you mean. If you purchase some of the merch, make sure you tag me on Instagram. I'm not going to see messages. I don't look at messages or anything on TikTok. So you can tag Real Papa Swolio or Swolenormous on Instagram, and we'll share your merch pics in the stories. All right, Wally on YouTube. How much steak, Papa Swolio, do you eat on a daily basis, i.e. 3 pounds? I don't eat 3 pounds of steak. I probably about a pound of steak, because I might also be having eggs or raw dairy or whey protein and stuff like that. But when I'm sitting down to eat, I just eat until I'm full. And I generally don't try to overstuff myself at this point. So it really depends on if it's a training day or an off day and when I'm training, this, that, and the other. I don't weigh the steaks that we eat. I just eat until I'm full, and that's that. So I don't really measure. I'm not consistent with literally how much I have in terms of steak every day, but I'll usually have meat or ground beef, either ribeyes or ground beef. Yesterday I had some leftover ribeye for like early afternoon meal with some sweet potato and some other stuff. And then later on we had some grass-fed and finished burgers with some raw cheese on it. So I had like 4 patties later on. So yesterday I might have had a 1 to 2 pounds, but it might fluctuate a little bit. It's a good question. Malik says, I couldn't even train like normal because of the bad teeth. You have bad teeth? Like your teeth hurt? If that's the case, get those fixed. Tooth pain, mouth pain's the worst. That's the worst. Mark says, I wish I knew that earlier. Eating till you're full is so much better than stuffing your face. It's true. It's true. And you don't need a crazy surplus. You don't need this ridiculous surplus. You don't need like 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. You know, if you're lifting heavy weights, you're going to want to get more carbohydrates in, especially around your workout or during your workout. And I think people really focus probably too much on protein, not enough on quality carbohydrates, especially when they're lifting heavy. But eating until you're like disgustingly full, just add another meal. It'll help your digestion. You'll feel less bloated. There's a lot of benefits to not overdoing it. And this is why people that are trying to put on size or get in enough protein, they'll eat smaller meals more frequently because it's uncomfortable to stuff yourself, especially if you're lifting heavy. You know, who wants to eat a big heavy meal and then feel like you're dragging ass all day? So smaller meals, spread it out. It's too expensive if I would fix my teeth. Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about what people do in terms of nutrition, most people have dental issues because of poor nutritional habits. And if you're eating real food, you're not going to have the same issues. There's a lot of toxic crap people put in their face hole, especially with even just toothpaste and fluoride and all these alcohol and ultra processed sugars and stuff that wears down the enamel. You got people chugging apple cider vinegar out here. You know, it can destroy your teeth. So just be mindful. But if you're eating quality foods, especially things like chips or crackers and all these things that compact in the teeth, that's why a lot of people have issues. I think one of the worst foods you can eat, that dentists always say is the worst, especially for all ages, is like goldfish and crackers, because it just jams the ultra processed carbohydrates and flour into your teeth and into your gums. Terrible for you. Jeremy says, my Instagram got flagged for posting weight loss journey posts. I was told it went against community guidelines.
Matt Damon.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Instagram's a hot mess. People are so sensitive today. It's really a shame. It's really a shame what our indoctrination system has done to people's brains. Everyone's such a softie. Cry harder. Get over it. Everyone's so weak these days. That's what happens when you nerf the entire world and you give everyone a safe space. Everyone becomes a huge puss. Malik says, I was an alcoholic when I was younger, so it was my fault to not protect my teeth. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But you want to get that fixed because that could lead to heart disease and all sorts of stuff. If you have inflammation in your gums, You know, you get the bacteria that gets into your bloodstream and that can cause plaque buildup and all sorts of other inflammation. So you really want to make sure you take care of that. Brush your teeth first thing in the morning and before you go to bed. Try to get a high quality toothpaste or use baking soda and coconut oil. I think there's a good brand. I think it's called David's that you can get on Amazon. It's a good fluoride-free toothpaste. Nick says, Papa Swolio, did you talk about Liver King threatening Joe Rogan? Yeah, we did that yesterday. That was ridiculous. The fall off is hard. Super hard. Super hard. Pretty cringe, too. All right, let's get into a question. We'll take this one from Instagram.
What's in the box?
Gracie La Susana, 65. Papa Swolio, how long did it take you to feel fit? I don't even know how to answer this question. I mean, I've been training for 25 years, so I don't know what kind of answer you want me to give you. Like, feel fit? I mean, I'm always training. I'm always trying to get more fit or build more muscle and train hard. So I think you have to get away from your feelings and focus on proper programming with proper mobility. If you practice mobility, if you practice yoga, if you're eating better and you're not getting a lot of inflammatory foods, you're going to have less joint pain, brain fog. You're going to feel better overall getting sunlight, going for a walk. So there's a lot of aspects to it. I wouldn't say I don't have a time frame. It's like when someone says, how long did it take for you to grow your hair? I've had long hair for 20 years, 25 years. So, I didn't time it. But don't forget, fitness and training is a lifelong pursuit. We're all going into the ground eventually. So it's about maintaining muscle mass and proper brain function and health and movement for your lifetime. And again, your training is going to change over time. You're not going to be necessarily deadlifting 600 pounds when you're 85. Your training is going to change. Your recovery is going to change. Your goals are going to change. Your priorities are going to change. So it's important to adapt your training to where you're at, wherever you're starting. And also as you go through life, I don't do the same training now that I did 20 years ago. I don't do the same volume. I don't do stupid, ridiculous, excessively exhausting workouts because I know better now. It's wisdom. Jace, Papa Soul, I haven't been to the gym in a couple months because I dislocated my shoulder and tore my AC joint. Oof. I'm sorry to hear that. Best wishes on your recovery. Papa Swole, do you wear your sunglasses at night? Oh, you know it. You know it. I wear them during the day because of my myoswolitis. And for those that don't know, it's because my photoreceptors are I have a genetic mutation where it inhibits my myostatin. So if I don't wear glasses, my body essentially does not know to stop building muscle mass. So because of my myoswolitis, I have to make sure I block out blue light during the day or I'm going to get too swole. See how many people believe that. It's true, though. Guido, how true is it that calf muscles are genetic? Well, the insertions are genetic. All your muscle insertions are genetic. So some people will have longer bicep tendons. You've seen people that like flex their biceps and they have like a full muscle belly. And some people have shorter muscle bellies and longer tendons. Same thing with the calves. Some people have really long calf tendons and like a small little ball of muscle. So a lot of that's genetic. That's genetic. But you can still build your calves no matter how big they are naturally. Most people don't train the calves properly. You want to train them heavy. You want to focus on the stretch to neutral. That's where the calves have the best leverage. Stick to straight leg exercises and train them probably 3 to 8 sets a week. Train them every other day or every 2 days and make sure you're loading them properly, either bilaterally or single leg. And make sure you train them heavy 5 to 10 rep range and focus on the stretch. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, drive up to neutral and back down to the stretch. And I promise you'll see more growth regardless of where you are. Valib. Papa Soy, what's your favorite savory protein snack? I've been struggling to find a good one. I just eat steak and eggs. I mean, look, when we talk about snacks, usually people need snacks if they're not eating enough at their meals. So you're probably just hungry for food. And if you're not getting enough protein or electrolytes, you might have more cravings. Plus, if you're chronically exhausted, you're going to have more sugar and carbohydrate cravings. So a lot of people are chronically underslept, which is why you have chronic cravings at night when you should be sleeping, and blue light and fluorescent light and a lot of things that interrupt the body signaling. So just make a steak, cut it up and bring it with you and pop them in your mouth. Xenomorphing. Should I go to the gym 5 hours a day or more before basic? 5 hours a day is ridiculous. That's way too much. 5 hours a day? Good Lord. 5 hours a day at the gym is only acceptable if you're driving 2 hours there and back and you're training for an hour. And if that's the case, you need to get a home gym or move to where you're close to a gym, because 2 hours back and forth to a gym is too long. You don't need a 5 hour training session. Okay. Is the Papa Swolio t-shirt for sale? Yeah, these are all for sale. If you're on, by the way, on TikTok or anyone, I don't know, I don't know what's going on or ever with that communist app, but they suspended my TikTok shop for some reason. So I wear my shirts and my merch in every video, but I guess maybe because I wasn't like saying, hey, buy this shirt. This is the shirt that I'm selling. I was just wearing it in the videos. They started flagging every single post that I had. So they banned my shop. So if you're on TikTok, you have to go to the website. Plus, you'll get better deals. So go to papaswolio.com. All the merch is, actually, all the merch. I think we're doing a special. Let me load it up. I think we changed it. Yeah, we're doing a big July 4th special. So this is awesome. I forgot we started this last night. I've been saying 20% off, so that's a lie. It's buy one, get one 50% off. BOGO Fitty. Wow. So that's even better. That's even better than 20% off. So all the shirts I ever wear here on the show or any video, any shirt in any video is 20% off. And you guys will notice on the new releases, we talked about this yesterday, we're adding more designs to the Stonewash tank tops. So people were asking yesterday, hey, you got that Swole America shirt. Is that cut off sleeves? That's actually a standard print, and we're adding more designs to it. So we have the Stonewash tank tops right there in the new releases section. So buy one, get one 50% off. Let's see. Olin, how do I gain discipline? By building proper habits and prioritizing the important shit in your life and doing the things and setting yourself up for success, doing the things that need to be done because it's time to do it. That's what discipline is. You're not going to get discipline. You're going to earn discipline. All right. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Another question from Instagram. If you got live questions, whether you're on Rumble, YouTube, or TikTok, drop in the comments.
What's in the box?
There we go. Raja Weera Wiajaya. Okie dokie. Are you running for mayor of New York City? Oh, come on. Too soon? All right. Papa Swolio, how is your hair still thick at your age? Which is... Fuck you, dude.
First, take a big step back and literally
fuck your own face.
Oh, this is great. This is great. I'll read it full. This is awesome. I love it. PK says, wow, LMFAO. All right. Hold on a second. I'm crying. This is great. Papa Swolio, how is your hair still thick at your age, which is quite ... mature and experienced?
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people?
I'm going to call myself, when someone asks me how old I am, I'm just going to say mature. I'm going to say mature. Mature and experienced. I appreciate it. That's a nice way of calling me old. I appreciate you. That's a very nice way. How is your hair still thick at your age, which is quite... I love the ... which is quite, how should I put it? Mature and experienced. That's what I'm going to call myself. That's what we call getting older, is experienced and mature. That's great. That's fucking great. What do you call Cerny? If I'm mature and experienced, what do you call Cerny? Drop your thoughts in the comments on Rumble. What would you call Cerny? If I'm mature and experienced. Jeez. Awesome. How is my hair so thick? Well, one, I have good genetics. And two, I eat a lot of collagen. I get a lot of sun. I get sleep. I eat quality food. I don't get experimental gene therapy, which does thin your hair and has caused a lot of people to lose their hair and blah, blah, blah. High stress will also negatively affect your hair growth, skin and nails, alopecia and shit like that. So, yeah, if you want to increase or improve hair, skin, and nails, of course, sunlight, quality proteins and fats, but getting in more collagen would be a great thing to do. Plus, I use scalp seed. For those of you that are part of the Swole fam, you guys know that probably in the next month, we are launching those body care products. Scalp seed for stronger roots. We're doing mane gains for the hair itself, the mid-length and the ends of the hair so they don't split, so they stay stronger and grow longer for you without like fraying, as well as the bull cream, 100% grass-fed and finished organic tallow skin balm. So that's probably going to be launching soon. I announced a teaser a month or two ago. So that's going to be coming very, very, very soon this summer. So I'm very excited to probably end of July, August, just kind of like a ballpark. So that's another reason too. All natural ingredients, essential oils and such. So Daniel, nice shirt. Are you selling it? Absolutely. papaswolio.com. Buy one, get one 50% off. Mike. Still brush your hair like a sissy girl. I hear Arnold's voice when you say that. You sissy girl, you baby. You baby. Come on, stop whining. I do brush my hair. I do. Actually, not as much as I should. Mama Solio gets on my case. But I don't brush my hair. I don't actually take care of it as much as I should. I should brush it more often, but I got shit to do. I don't sit there like Jen from the Brady Bunch, right? Or Marsha, right? Brushing her hair. 1001, 1002, 1003. Daniel Smith, do you do endurance sports? I don't. I used to do a lot of trail running. I used to do that kind of stuff. I used to do 10Ks, and I used to actually win 10K trail running events and stuff like that. So I went through my period of endurance training, and I was trying to lift heavy weights and do endurance training, and that's how you get injured. Let me just tell you that. You're first class and love your content. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. Thanks for the comment. And I can take a joke, so can't offend me. You could try, but it's not going to work. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'll cry myself to sleep. She goes to the fucking gym. She doesn't go to the fucking gym. That was a video we did for Valentine's Day a couple years ago, wasn't it, Alex? Right? She goes to the fucking gym. She doesn't go to the fucking gym. I should do another version of that. All right. Thank you for calling me mature and experienced. I appreciate that. David Picano. Papa Swolio. Hey, Papa. After I do my 2 super heavy leg press, I am fried. The rest of my workout sucks. This is a great statement and a great question. It's actually something we were talking about yesterday. When you do heavy compound movements like that, remember I was talking about yesterday about full body training or even just leg training. If you do intense work, like intense exercise, this is why exercise selection is very important. Because if you do very draining exercises first, it's going to blast you for the rest of your workout. And David's experiencing this. So David, I would recommend you do your workout, do the leg press last. And when I say last, it doesn't mean you do it 2 hours later. Just start off with leg extensions. Do leg extensions, leg curls, maybe some adductor work or whatever, and then do your leg press. You don't need a lot for legs. You just need progressive overload. So just do your leg press last. You'll feel a lot better. And I don't know what the super heavy leg press means. So, when I say that is I don't know about your proximity to failure. I don't know about your form. And I don't know about how many, you said 2 sets. That's all I know. I don't know about your rep range. So if you're doing too many reps to failure, that can be brought down. So if you're doing 12, 15 reps, drop it to 6 to 8, maybe leave a rep in the tank and do it later in your workout. That way you're not sacrificing the rest of your workout. This is very important for people to understand. You do not have to do these movements first. if there's a movement that's really exhausting, and like David, I know what David's thinking. He's like, all right, leg press is really exhausting. I need to do that first. But then David's realizing that if I do that first, I'm just wiped out. So David like does his leg press and like, shit, I just want to go home. And honestly, if you just go to the gym and do your 2 sets of heavy leg press, that might actually, for most people, be plenty in terms of a stimulus for your legs. You'll get glutes, you'll get adductors, you'll get quads, depending on your form. You're not going to get the short head of the biceps femoris, but you're going to get adductors, some glutes, and you're going to get quads. So do that last. Do that last. Or adjust the proximity to failure, maybe decrease the reps, or maybe do 1 set, or maybe not do heavy leg press every session, maybe alternate it. Maybe 1 session you do that, other session you do leg extensions. So it really depends on your split, but I would do leg extensions first and then do that later in your workout. That way you're not sacrificing the rest of it. So totally logical for that to happen. And hopefully you make those choices. That's a really good statement. So that's really good advice. Okay. Musa on TikTok, does water make your muscles look more prominent and muscular? Well, carbohydrates, that's why it's called carbohydrate, because carbs bring water into the muscles. And that's why when people cut carbs, they're like, hey, I lost 10 pounds in a week. Well, you're flushing out water because you're not eating carbohydrates. But then a lot of people just get flat. Their muscle glycogen and stuff drops, and then they kind of like bonk out and you feel drained and flat. This is why when people do low carb dieting, they look on the scale, hey, I leaned out or I lost some weight, but then your performance suffers. So, I would make sure that, let me go back to the question. So I would make sure that you understand the correlation with your macros. Guido, Pampasuello, hack squat, it's a must, ? No exercise is a must. You got to find something that you like, that you can adhere to, that feels good for your structure, that you can progressively overload. A stable exercise that you can progressively overload over time. So hack squats are not a must, but hack squats are probably one of the best exercise for legs. So you can do barbell squats. You could do Smith machine squats. You could do leg press. You could do hack squat. You can do leg extensions. There's no right answer, but hack squats are great. So there's no right answer. There's no exercise you have to do. So this is why when I talk about deadlifts, deadlifts are overrated. In general, they're overrated because a lot of people think that you have to do a deadlift, like a standard conventional deadlift. You have to do a deadlift. You don't. There are a lot of other hip hinge exercises you could do. You could do good mornings. You could do RDLs. You could do stiff leg deadlifts. You could do 45-degree hypers. A hip hinge is very important, but a deadlift is not essential. So there's no essential exercise. There's no essential exercise. There's no essential tool that you have to have. You can build muscle with a wide variety of exercises. So find something that you like, find something that feels good, find something you can recover from, that you can load and you can stick to, and then keep doing it. And just because you don't do, let's say, standard conventional deadlifts all the time doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to do it, and doesn't mean you can never do it. But again, what's your goal? So someone said, I have to do deadlifts for like the Army fitness test or whatever. Well, okay, so if you have to do it for whatever protocol, again, you're training for something in particular. So yeah, if you need to do a deadlift for a specific thing, then guess what? You got to do deadlifts. So you have good form, so you have good endurance and muscular capacity, you have good technique and things like that. So if you're required to do a certain exercise, then yeah, that's a different situation than someone who's just, I want to build muscle. Deadlifts are not necessary. But that does not mean that you shouldn't be working muscles that will work during a deadlift. In my opinion and my experience for hypertrophy, there are many other exercises that will incur less fatigue, that will isolate and focus on certain muscles better than what you will get from a deadlift. And a lot of times for, deadlifts will spread the force out through many more muscles and not necessarily overload any one in particular. So it's a good functional movement or a fundamental movement, but you could do many different hip hinges. And I don't personally do conventional deadlifts anymore. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to do one, and it doesn't mean you're not doing hip hinges. So can I load 3 or 4 plates on each side and do a deadlift? Sure. I wouldn't do, if I was just starting to do deadlifts today, I wouldn't just go right to like maybe my limit, just because of the technique and the actual exercise. I'd want to build up that capacity again properly, so I don't just go to my limit. But I do stiff leg deadlifts, or I do good mornings, and I do weighted hypers and stuff like that. There's other exercise that will target muscles for hypertrophy better than deadlifts. So it really depends. Musa, would I ever collaborate with Athlean X? I forgot about that name. I'm assuming he's still making content. Why wouldn't he? I have no desire, or I don't know what the application would be for a collaboration, but I'm fine with people making money and having big channels and doing their own thing. But I haven't done any collaborations and no plans to. Yes, t-shirts deliver worldwide. Everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world except for probably North Korea. I don't know if we ship to... There might be other countries that maybe we don't ship to, but we've shipped merch to... Man, we've shipped merch to... Because some countries that are in wars and stuff like that. I don't know if we've gotten orders to Russia. I don't know if we shipped to Russia. I'm not sure if we made any orders to Ukraine, or sometimes like shipping would be like, hey, because there's a war-torn country, they might not ship there. But we've shipped to China, South Korea. None to North. Can you imagine someone in North Korea wearing like a Forest Pump shirt? So maybe a couple countries out there that don't get shipments. But we ship everywhere. We've sent a lot to Hong Kong. South Korea, Tel Aviv. We've sent to countries in Africa, all over the place. All over. Bull, you live in North Korea? I doubt that. You wouldn't be online right now. You wouldn't be on TikTok if you're in North Korea. Come on now. Come on now. Unless you're in like the Politburo or something. Are you Kim Jong-un? Kim Jong-un with an alias? Nice. Nice. Reminds you of South Park. Nice. Nice. Musa, how would you summarize the scam that V-Shred does? I don't even know what that clown is doing now. How would I summarize it? I think everyone probably knows. I don't know. Lying to people. Is that Vince? Ugh, I remember making videos on that tard. What's he up to? He's still scamming? Is he still scamming? I hear he does multiple things. Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Ian Moggy. Papa Soul, your thoughts on minimalist training or minimum effective dose training? That's the point. So I wouldn't think of it as minimalist training. I like the second part of your question. Minimum effective dose training. Minimum effective dose is really what you want to accomplish. That's what everyone wants. If you're doing more than the effective dose, then you're incurring unnecessary fatigue and you're going to delay your ability to provide a stimulus again in the near future. So if you have, let's say 2 sets is plenty for you to create the stimulus to have growth, and you're doing 6 sets, you're not going to be able to train with the same frequency. So you might be more maintaining because you're missing out on increased frequency. So you're always looking for the minimum effective dose for training. And a lot of people just like to do more, or they think that more is better, and they get more damage, they get more sore, and they create more fatigue, and they can't train as frequently. So you always want to aim for the effective dose, and the minimum effective dose is ideal because then you're able to provide the stimulus more frequently and get more consistent gains. Peshori Sardarji. Papa Swole, I hit the gym daily, hit my dietary goals, and I train as hard as I can, yet I seem to have plateaued. What to do? Well, I don't know what your dietary goals are. Maybe that's not enough. You train as hard as you can. Training as hard as you can might not be hard enough, or you might be misappropriating or misinterpreting what training hard is. So a lot of times people think training hard is doing more and being more fatigued and getting more sore. So if you're plateauing, you got to check out your volume, check out your intensity, your nutrition, your sleep, everything. And oftentimes when people aren't getting results is because they're doing too much in one respect. Okay. No, it's Sean. Sean Haratyk. Papa Swole, different variations of quad exercises, trying to get mine bigger / more toned. Well, toned is not a thing. That's a phrase for having muscle and less body fat. So trying to get bigger quads, different variations, there's a lot of ones. So you want to ideally train all heads of the quadriceps, which is going to include the rectus femoris. So if you're doing a squat pattern, you're not hitting the rec fem as much as you will during a leg extension or a sissy squat. So add in some sissy squats. Sissy squats, even something like a cannonball squat can be effective if you're not changing the hip position too much. But leg extensions, leaning back especially, is great for the rectus femoris. And because the hip is locked in position for leg extensions, you're going to hit all the muscles of the quad rather than when you're doing, let's say, a squat pattern or a leg press or a hack squat, where you're going to be focusing more on the vasti muscles, like the lateralis and the medialis. Where can I buy one of those go to the fucking gym shirts? Website, papaswolio.com. Buy one, get one 50% off, by the way. Link is in the bio. Jaden Tally Kendall. Last question on Instagram. Last chance for public questions. Drop in the chat. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. What's the best split you know? There is no best split. What I would do is generally, let's say upper lower. That's generally the best for most people, whether you are enhanced or not enhanced, for recovery and for frequency of stimulus twice a week. Generally, you want to train muscles 2 to 3 times a week, and you can adjust your split accordingly. So the split is the least important thing. What muscles are you trying to focus on? How often are you going to train them? And then prioritize those muscles you want to focus on most first in your workout, or alternate which ones you prioritize, and then your split will fall into place. So focus there. Start there. Don't start with the split and work backwards. There's a lot of other factors. How often can you go to the gym? What exercise you're going to be choosing? Where you're at in your fitness journey, if you're just starting, if you're new, if you're more advanced. But upper lower is one of the best. One of the best. But the split's really not that important. What's important is the frequency of you hitting muscles. Oh. All right. Your favorite mature and experienced. What was that question? What did he say? Your favorite mature and experienced podcast. That's what the Daily Swole is going to be called. The Daily Swole, mature and experienced. That's what we do here. We're mature and experienced. My foot is swollen from TRT. What can I do about it? Talk to your doctor, wherever you got your stuff from. You shouldn't have a swollen foot. If you're getting swelling because you're injecting yourself with something, well, probably should stop doing that and figure it out. You shouldn't be having foot swelling. I don't know if that's a normal thing. I don't do TRT, so I don't know. Sheena says, we may be experienced, but we're not mature. LMAO. That's true. That's true. That's.
How shall we fuck off, oh Lord?
That's true. Nick says, cut off the foot. It's an option. It's an option. I'm doing TRT and my foot's swelling. Get rid of it. You have 2 feet. You have an extra one. It's like a kidney. You don't need 2 feet. Don't cut off your foot. That's not medical advice, by the way. In 2025, I have to specify, I'm joking about cutting off your foot. Don't do it. He's like, oh, okay. He has like a hacksaw. Oh, okay. I was going to cut it off right now. Mature is no fun. I agree. We'll be experienced. Yeah, this is not I wouldn't say this is a mature podcast. It's experienced though. Sione, because of your videos, I went from 390 pounds to 260. There you go.
Wow.
Good for you. That's 130 pounds. You lost a human being. God damn. Big Jimbo, any pointers for lower back exercise without going to a gym? Sure. You could do bird dogs. You can do Superman on the floor. You could do Jefferson curls if you have weights, full stretch. That's great for the spine, for the hamstrings, and for, you know, the glutes. And so Jefferson curls are great with light weights. I mean, it depends on what resistance you have, but any kind of hip hinge is great for the spinal erectors. All right, we're going to move on. Thanks for watching. If you're on TikTok, make sure you come on over to Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole for watching the rest of the show. If you want to pick up merch, buy one, get one 50% off over at papaswolio.com. And if you go to the merch site, you'll see in the main menu links for memberships and also links for the podcast. So if you want to just go there, check out merch, and then you can find the links for the podcast and come catch the rest of the show. Thanks for being here, Beaches. Appreciate you on TikTok. Come on and catch the rest on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. All right. Dope. Let's move on. Moving right along. Balls deep. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's deep. How is your hair still thick at your age, which is quite mature and experienced? Mature and experienced.
Go fuck yourself.
God damn it, Raja. Fucking mature and experienced. How dare you call me mature? All right, let's take this first video. We do have some throwbacks. Let's get into it. What's in the box? Fat versus thin.
Remember that thin friend of yours who eats McDonald's all the time but is still thin in society is considered healthy. But that fat friend of yours who works out all the time and is constantly trying to better themselves to fit into the societal standards and eats nutrient-dense foods is considered unhealthy. That's diet culture, where we label.
No. If you're eating McDonald's and you're thin, you're definitely unhealthy too. So, yeah, that's retarded. And yes, we're off TikTok, so we can say retarded now.
People not knowing anything about them, just based on the size of their body.
On the size of your body. This person's ad is no longer dieting. Can you imagine? No longer dieting. Okay, well, don't do stupid diets. How about eating proper food? Imagine your entire existence is like, hashtag, my at is no longer dieting. Follow me at no longer dieting. Okay. You're just telling people that you made stupid choices and you're flaunting the fact that you're an idiot. Again, you do something stupid, you're going to get stupid results. If you build a wheel and it looks like a square, it's not going to roll. So just because you did stuff wrong and you were cutting corners and doing dumb shit doesn't mean that eating quality. Remember, a diet is just what you eat. Everyone's diet's going to be a little bit different. It's just the sum of what you eat. What she's talking about is stupid marketing scams. And of course, it's usually women that are complaining about this because women are gullible to all these shortcuts and marketing. They're more gullible to social standards. They're more gullible to, other people's opinions and trying to justify poor behavior. And this is why our society is crumbling, because it's a feminine centric, and that's why everyone's so sensitive and essentially just acting like huge pussies. They can't take the truth. Okay. So let's see this. Let's do a video. Let's see what we got here. A couple of things here. Let's go to, this was yesterday. I mean, maybe we posted this before the show, but let's get into the X-Files. So this was funny the other day when, of course, the Democratic primary in New York City, their Democratic candidate is literally a communist. And check out this stat. So if you didn't know, you can look up Google Trends. You can see what people are searching and where they're searching. So it says people in New York started Googling what socialism was after the polls closed. After the polls closed. So if you look at the time, people voted for this lunatic, and then afterwards, like, oh, he's a socialist? What's that? So they Googled what socialism is after the polls closed. Who do we vote for? Yeah, probably not the time to look up what you voted for. Fucking idiots. Stupid. Let's go through my X account because I've been on fire. This cracked me up because the guy's name is what's his name? Zohran. It reminds me of that Adam Sandler movie, Don't Mess with the Zohan. Don't mess with the Zohran. So I posted this picture of Zoltar. Remember that from Big? Remember the thing? He like I wish I was big. And I said, I can't believe NYC is voting for this guy after all the chaos he caused. Shaking my head. Don't vote for Zoltar. He caused so much chaos in the 80s. Poor Tom Hanks. So stressful. Such a stressful situation. Don't vote for that guy. Zoltar. All right, let's go through a couple more. I was proud of this one. I made it with Chat GPT. And I said, you already know about D's nuts, but how about dun 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 dun? Who's gonna say it? Who's gonna say it? If you're just listening, it's a picture of a doe next to a pile of nuts. So you already know about D's nuts, but how about doe's nuts? Dun-dun. Anyone? Huh? I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. Makes me happy. Made me smile. So I shared it. Look at doe's nuts. Look at doe's nuts. All right. All right. Moving right along. Let's take a look. I know you guys hate these harpies. I know you are just... Talk about retardation fatigue. Talk about retardation fatigue. I know we're going to do a clip from The View. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Chlorophyll?
We have to.
More like borophyll.
So this is Joy Behar on why President Trump is feuding with AOC. Probably because she's retarded. And she said something around the lines of, he really doesn't like strong women. So I posted this and I was like, AOC is a strong woman? She can't even bench 225. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. AOC is a strong woman. That's a real interesting way to call someone strong. You mean stubborn and retarded? She can't even bench 225. You call her strong. Give me a break. Give me a break. All right, let's play this clip. Sorry for your ear holes and your eye holes.
You know, my experience with him and my observation of him is he really doesn't really like strong women.
Right.
He likes dutiful, obedient women who compliment him, I find. Even
Don't we all? Don't we all, men out there, don't we all like supportive, dutiful women? It'd be nice. Feminism is a cancer. So she literally just called out what men are actually looking for. Men aren't looking for the girl boss. Men don't give a fuck about that shit. They want someone who's not mentally insane. We'll continue.
even back in the day when I used to do jokes about his hair, you know, but every male comedian did jokes about his hair, but he went after me in particular.
And Rosie.
Who?
And Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, Rosie, yeah. He went bananas on Rosie. Yeah. So he's not going to like her. He does. Somehow this type of woman really gets in his kishkas,
well, he projects too.
Yeah. Well, we all know. I mean, she gets everyone because we are all insulted that a human can be that stupid. And we're insulted that someone like that can be elected into office. I don't know what that says about our government. The fact that she's a congresswoman. I don't know if it says more about the government or more about the retards that voted her in. I think it's both. You know, it shows how ignorant people are, but also shows how fallible the government is. Because if you have someone that's that idiotic that can get into a position like that of power, that votes for, you know, a large swath of people, like that's a problem in itself. So again, we talk about that. Government incentivizes sociopathy and psychopathy and just absolute retardation. And it's unfortunate, but that's where we're at. Okay. This is something new. I mean, obviously I'm wearing the This Is My Pride Flag shirt. So we're just going right through because I guess I posted a lot since our last episode. Police are looking for teenagers who ripped LGBTQ flags in Atlanta, Georgia. We know it's a rainbow cult. We know it's Marxist. We know it's essentially communism. But you're mean. You don't support people that are... No, I don't support people that are cutting off their genitals and encouraging young children to cut off their genitals. And I will say, I live in Florida, and we have friends. We have friends that are gay. Okay. I don't care what they do behind closed doors. And guess what? Our friends that are gay, that are together, they hate this shit. They hate this shit. they're constantly raging about this insane stuff because they're lumped in with absolute fucking lunatics. It has nothing to do with sexuality. It has everything to do with power and destruction. So I said in this post, because they ripped an LGBTQ flag, and I said you wouldn't arrest someone for ripping toilet paper, would you? So why would you arrest someone for ripping a flag? Isn't it crazy how it's quote unquote legal? I guess it is legal to burn an American flag, but if you touch a rainbow cult flag, it's hate speech. There in itself is the thing. It's not hate speech. If it's their flag, they can do whatever they want with it. Whatever they want. So not all heroes wear capes. Let's watch this video. 14 seconds. So there's some stupid rainbow shit on a crosswalk, which is done with taxpayer money and is a blight on society. And I guess these students or whatever, they're on like, or kids, you know, they're on, I don't know, what would you call that? Like scooters, and they were ripping up flags or whatever it is. So cool. Cool. I'm totally fine with that. I don't care. And it's their flag, right? So if they want to rip their flag in public, they're totally fine. If you can damage and do that to an American flag, any flag goes. It's not hate speech. It's not hate speech just because you don't like it. And this is why hate speech laws are exceptionally dangerous. And that gets back to the concept of absolute free speech, which can be sketchy. So, you know, a free speech absolutist, there's a lot of issues with that. I know we all lean more towards that. If we had to choose, it's probably better to have absolute free speech than, because anytime you have laws, it's like, well, it depends. How do you define what hate speech is? Hate speech is just speech you don't like, or some people don't like. So how do you discern between that? And again, it's not rules for everyone. If you can burn an American flag, you can burn any fucking flag you want. Any flag you want. Anyway, not all heroes wear capes, and I hope those kids get off because that's insane. We got another one.
Have you prepared for this?
How long is this? This is a little... This is also a video that's out of context. But this is essentially... I don't know if you guys listened or watched the Joe Rogan and Bernie Sanders interview.
We talked about it yesterday. Okay, Joe, I don't have all the answers. He talks like this. I don't have the answers. I don't have the information in front of me. But it's both sides. There's a lot of problems. And I don't have all the answers. But that's something that's a concern.
That's essentially what the whole interview was about. But let's watch this. Anytime Joe like mentions something logical or commonsensical, Bernie like lost his fucking mind. And this is a reason why you don't see a lot of these leftists and progressives and communists, socialists, whatever you want to call them, on right-wing, I don't say right-wing, but just like general podcasts, because they don't have any actual information. They don't have any arguable, there's no basis. There's no logic. It's a circular, you know, fuck yourself in the ass type mentality. You know, these things don't work. That's why communism has never worked anywhere. It does not work. And there's no actual defense of these protocols because it's really just a destruction of humanity, right? Just the same way you want to have that Zoltar dude. And yes, I'm saying his name wrong because he's a fucking nightmare. But that's why you can say, hey, we'll have city grocery stores without a profit motive. Without a profit motive, that's fundamental to humanity. No profit motive, you're essentially just, that's a destruction of humanity. That's how it starts, and it would be an absolute plague. And this is why South Florida and just Florida in general, I don't know if you guys know that, but this is true. A lot of people that are in real estate are posting online how they're getting tons and tons and tons of calls from people from New York already. He hasn't been elected in officially. I guess that's in the end of the year as a mayor, as the mayor of New York. So this is just the primary, but people are assuming this guy's going to win because it's just, you know, just a Democrat shithole in New York City, and they want to bring it back to the 80s and 90s. Now I was born in New York City in the 80s, and I remember my mom. She got attacked a few times. She got robbed a few times. It was disgusting. There were slums everywhere. Times Square was a fucking ghetto disaster. I remember up through like the mid 90s. It was disgusting. And that's what New York is becoming again. It's just unraveling everything that Giuliani did to clean up the city. And wouldn't you know it, Giuliani was a Republican and they've just been burning down the city ever since. Okay, let's watch this clip.
Have you prepared for this?
I am well prepared.
What are your thoughts on this?
There ain't no easy answers. Let me throw that out to you. I don't have a magical solution. I wish I did. I don't. I don't know the answer.
Let's do it.
Have you prepared for this?
I am well prepared.
What are your thoughts on this?
There ain't no easy answers. Let me throw that out to you. I don't have a magical solution. I wish I did. I don't. I don't know the answer to your question. Admittedly, it is
I wish I had a magical solution, but I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. No, I wish I had a magical solution, but I don't. I don't have all the answers.
complicated. I don't have the magic answer. Okay, I don't have the answer to that question.
That's the problem.
What does it mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? So, and again, please, these are complicated issues. I surely don't have all the answers. What was they saying? You know, right now, where is it? Jesus, I think, don't quote me on this, maybe in Norway.
So,
all right, I'm gonna plead ignorance. Again, I'm trying to think here, and I wish I had better answers for you. Again, I mean, it's a great question. I don't have the easy answer to it. No, I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I cannot tell you. But the answer is yes and no. But
would you agree with that?
I don't have those details. I don't know that I agree with your analysis of it. I don't know enough. I can't remember. It was I honestly don't remember. Hate is based on ignorance.
Now, of course, that's edited. But if you have that many clips of saying,
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have all the answers. I wish I had a magical solution. I wish I did, but I don't.
You know, if you have that many clips from one podcast, you can extrapolate. I mean, he said that 10, 15, 20 fucking times. Insane. Insane. All right. Let's get into another video. That was good. We had to cover a bunch of stuff that I didn't see. We'll do that one last. Ooh. You guys got to choose this one. I don't know which one to do first. Do you want to do an ice video? Ice, ice, baby. You want to do an ice video? Which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do a website that doxes ICE agents? Jesus Christ. Or do you want to do one about why black people suffer from heart disease? It's a CNN clip. What do you guys want to do first? ICE or CNN? ICE or black people getting heart disease? Which one do you want? Squeegee says ice, ice, baby. We're just going to do it because he was the first one. Let's do ice, ice, baby. We're doing them both anyway. Let's run the gamut. Heart disease. Oof. 50-50. Ice. All right, we'll do ice first. We're doing them both, so everyone wins. Even when we all win, we all lose. Right? So here we go.
It's done. They've done it.
Oh.
They've done it.
Oh.
You need to run your little fingers up to it.
Oh. Were you the one that was on TikTok about your teeth? Holy shit. If you're just listening, keep listening. Don't watch this video. Don't watch it. All right, that was a jump scare. Holy shit, fuck. Whoa. I was not prepared for that. All right, let's do it again.
It's done.
Woo.
They've done it. They've done it. You need to run your little fingers up to whatever search bar or here. Put icelist.info. Icelist.info. Since masks are illegal in this country, your icy ice cubes have been melted and revealed. For exactly.
Don't do meth. All right. Let's continue with Whistling Dixie over here. Jesus. Okay.
The little rascal has spirit.
Who they are, their faces, their info, all of it sitting right up on icelist.info. Y'all thought that you could hide and commit like human trafficking,
like checking my teeth,
rape, sexual assault, kidnapping, physical assault, violate the law, and just stay masked up? No, no, no. No, no, no. There's more of us than you. Remember that. There's more of us than you.
I am so pro-mask, it's ridiculous. I'm so pro-mask.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face.
Bring
I
it
want
back.
to deliver one of these right in your suck
This is the
hole.
thing, look.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No,
so you
not
wouldn't-
really. It's your face.
I don't think people should be wearing face diapers. You know, I don't think you should be forced to, but I do think that some people should implement mask mandates for themselves, just for everyone else, just for my benefit. I wish you were wearing a mask. I wish.
Oh, icelist.info. Come back to the comments and thank me later. But if you have videos, like you took videos of these icy cubes doing shit in their mask, you can post it to this site. If you have information where you've been able to unmask the ice cubes, you can put it on the site. So, yes. Icylist.info.
Jesus Christ.
I've contained my rage for as long as possible, but
Go to
I
the
shall
dentist.
unleash my
Damn.
fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! Begone, vile man! Begone from me! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
Good damn. Good damn. Whew. I think it was like the triple zoom in. The triple punch in was really fucking frightening.
You want the baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
All right, hashtag get Swole for a chance to win today's Swole card. Bumble Hunter's taking that one. Dark rooms and paper bags. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. The problem is paper bags definitely ripen bananas faster, so be careful. Be fast. Move swiftly. Paper or plastic? I don't know. I might go plastic on that one. Go down with the ship. All right. Thank you, Bumble Hunter. Appreciate you. Thanks for the sacrifice. All right, here we go. Let's go into why black people suffer from heart disease. Why? Because of sickle cell, or what are we talking about here?
What?
Oh.
What's in the box?
All right. I think I know where this is going. It's 2 minutes. All right, let's see if we can. All right, hold on. This might be tough. Gotta stretch first. All right, let's do this one.
Catholic
And the
pro-life
problem
ministries
is
bombed.
we are not dealing
Catholic
with
pro-life ministries
America's
bombed. You're right.
original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people and sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not
Sexism towards women. It's been the complete opposite for like 100 years.
dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
These people think that if you yell and talk louder, that it's going to be more impactful. You know, this is how ignorant people argue. They get louder. They start yelling as if I say something retarded at a higher decibel level, that it's going to like push their point into someone's head more, right? The same way Democrats talk slowly and stupefy their speech when they're talking to minorities. Yeah, it's the same concept. If I yell louder, you'll hear me better. I'm more correct if I raise my voice. If I yell and complain louder, it makes it more true. Brothers and sisters of the congregation.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You
where are
can't
the
be calm
assassination
about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason
He's a black man in America. We know. We noticed. That's cool. You're also very loud, too. You're very dumb, unfortunately. Okay, let's continue. I'll play it through. Sorry to irradiate your ear holes. Sorry, Pinkston. Pinkston's like, he's so stupid. I can't handle it. My chihuahua ears.
Heart disease.
I'm white, I can't comment
Listen
on
to
it.
what I'm
Is that
saying.
what
The
you're
reason
saying?
why heart disease and cancer
pretty
and
racist.
obesity
I can't
and
comment on it.
diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If
That's a soundboard. Because black people suffer from obesity and heart disease because they have to deal with being directly or indirectly called the N-word. Yo, who uses the N-word the most? Black people. Yeah. Did you know that? We're taking the word back. No, you keep yourself down. That's all that is. All right? You keep yourself down, then you can play the victim and keep on playing this race card. No one fucking cares. You're an embarrassment, dude. You're an embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. Oh, sorry. Oh.
if your colleagues would community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would
indirectly, yeah, just indirectly, you're getting called. Fucking mook.
Listen and try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamal. Yeah, you have to listen, right? This is a CNN struggle session. It's because that dude to the right isn't listening. You're not listening to my lived experience. You just indirectly called me the N-word. That dude's probably like, what? You can't have a conversation with retards. Again, they're going to bring you down to their level and beat you with experience. You cannot argue with, that's the quote, right? Dumb people. You can't argue with stupid people. Like this guy single-handedly is just continuously, again, they have to perpetuate racism because if they don't, they're not going to be able to leverage any kind of victim points for power. So they're just perpetually, look, the Democrats just they have to bring racism back. The Democrats are very upset after they lost the Civil War and they lost their slaves. The Democrats are still salty about the Civil War. Well, Republicans wanted to free the slaves. Democrats didn't want that. But the Republicans are the meanies. Got it. Got it. Let's tear down statues of Lincoln who freed the slaves. Got it. Got it. The evil Republicans freeing the slaves. But again, this is why they don't teach proper history. So people stay ignorant and then fucking retards like this can continue to yell on these propaganda networks and lie to people that are just ignorant too. Let's continue. We got about a minute left.
Learn and engage in...
I'm pausing it again. I cannot... Stop fucking yelling, dude. It doesn't make you more right. It just makes you sound more ignorant. And it hurts my fucking ears. And no one can counter that because he's black. And he has this nice little safety bubble.
Grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamal.
But unfortunately, we're still here.
Jamal,
It's coming from one side.
Jamal, I feel your passion and I understand where you're coming from sincerely. I really, really do.
No, you don't understand. You're not being indirectly called the N-word every day. I have heart disease. Because of your melanin concentration, I have heart disease. It's probably because you're eating garbage food, not getting enough vitamin D. Okay. This is so insane.
It happens on both sides, Jamal. You might think it happens more on your side. Jamal,
My man,
Jamal,
dog.
when I
Yo,
leave the
dog.
show, Jamal, you should see my Twitter feed.
Death,
I mean,
and they're acquitted. Rodney King, Abner Louima, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, we know about Trayvon Martin.
Black cops in Memphis. It's not the same. And I don't want to qualify or quantify pain. That's not what I'm talking about.
You kind of just did. I don't want to quantify pain. You kind of listed like random. You kind of listed cancer and heart disease as like being racist. Yeah. No, it's probably because you're eating Popeyes and fucking McDonald's all the time. Yeah. And then you have these people complain about food deserts, and they're trying to create more food deserts in New York City. So how is that helping anyone? Okay, let's continue.
Everyone goes through pain. But the racism in this country is a disease that will destroy us.
Oh my God. What are you talking about, dude? Race baiting quack.
It's destroying us right now as we speak.
He's destroying it. He's perpetuating it. You know, if you move past it and just be like, you know what? This is on our society. This is on our culture. This is on education. This is on actual, you know, fundamental change. It's because it's a boogeyman. It's a boogeyman. The abstract racism that's always there. And guess what? You can't make an argument because people visually, it's like, oh, your melanin concentration. It's like, okay, you can't change that. So you can always play the race card. And these people are just complete hucksters. They're swindlers. These are the type of people that, you know, remember the movie Life of Brian? You know, ancient Rome and stuff like that. People standing, you know, or snake oil salesmen standing on the edge of a street, like, you know, preaching, and you have a crowd of people. Like that's what this guy would have been. He would have been standing on a street corner, you know, preaching bullshit. And, oh, wow, he sounds really powerful. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Ooh, he speaks well. And then people start listening and nodding and waving like, oh, wow, he's talking about hope and change. Yeah. Oh, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Lunacy.
January 6th, everybody was pardoned. Everybody's pardoned. Riots in L.A., they're insurrectionists. But we pardoned everyone January 6th.
So, Congressman,
this
I was
is
there
America.
January 6th. I was evacuated.
Wow. Wow. Where do you begin? Okay. Let's. Okay, good. So 50% of the crime in this country is based on racism? Why? And again, you hear that there. There's no, does not listen to any counter argument. No response is going to qualify. No response is going to change the way this person looks. Nothing anyone can say is going to change your skin color or their skin color. So if you don't have the same skin color, then your opinion doesn't matter. Again, it's a great way to shut down discourse and shut down conversation. Because if you base your entire existence on immutable characteristics, you put yourself in that corner and you always have to play the victim. That's why it's so tiresome. That's why so many people are fatigued from this racist bullshit, because it's just, there's no basis behind it. If you perpetuate a problem and then complain about the problem, you're the problem. All right. Throwback time. Let's give away the Swole card. All right, hashtag Get Swole for a chance to win today's Swole card. Let's give this one away. And then we'll do a couple throwbacks. Wrap this beach up. Congratulations. We got a winner here, fam. We got a winner. Winner, fried chicken dinner. It is Hombre de la Mort. Congratulaciones. Oh, yeah. All right, Hombrecito. Can I call you Hombrecito? Too late. Just did. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3338 in the subject, your mailing address, and the body of the email. Congratulations, Hombre de la Mort. Hombre de la Mort. Maybe you're French. Maybe it's French. I don't know. But I like it. I like it. And you won the Swole card. Congratulations. Use it well. Now let's get into some throwbacks. Oof.
What's in the box?
They have a cave troll. Rest in peace, Boromir.
Message to anybody who works in a field trying to sell weight loss. I know that things must be hard right now. It's hard to think about admitting defeat. It's hard to think about giving up money that you make trying to eradicate fatness.
What is she talking about?
But I feel like I know some things about people who work in your field.
You don't know shit.
One, I know that you all are a determined group of people. You have ignored over 50 years of research showing that there's no sustainable way to lose weight for the vast majority of people people.
Go to the fucking gym, lift the fucking weights, do not put the fucking garbage in your face hole. I have just solved it. I did it. I have just done it.
You're also probably a scared group. Scared not only to admit your failure, but probably scared of having to recognize and confront your own restrictive eating, your own eating disorders. Making money off of the backs of fat people.
I will tell you, if you're going to make money and you want to make a lot of money, make it off the backs of fat people. That's a lot of real estate. All right, let's come back. Look, I mean, we need to do more research because I don't know how she got off. I don't know how this woman escaped from Easter Island, but she did. I don't know how she made it off. I don't know. Now, we do know that those Moai heads on Easter Island, they were submerged. They're like full bodies, but they were under the ground. I didn't expect them to get up and walk away. I mean, that's in the middle of the fucking Pacific, man. So I didn't know these were walking, talking like humanoids, but my goodness, that's a spitting image. So I know you think you're going to get the same attention here, but you're totally fine as a tourist attraction. But just saying, like, there is a lot of research that has to be done because apparently these are, lost technology or something like that. All right. Let's do another one. One more.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
All right. Here we go. One more TBT.
I don't know why, but I've been so dizzy lately. And I know what you're thinking. Go to the doctor. I mean, I honestly just thought I could wait it out. Also, I feel like doctors find a way to make everything about your fatness. Well, I know it's not healthy. So I bet they'd be like, oh, if you lost weight, you wouldn't be dizzy anymore. But
Here's the thing. If you lost weight because you changed your habits and now you're a healthier person, yeah, you wouldn't be morbidly obese.
I've just been waiting for this to go away. That's my dog. And it's
that was her.
I always had like bad experiences with doctors, obviously, for like, I don't know, not understanding mental illness or being fat phobic.
I'm sorry. It's funny. I always had a problem with doctors for not understanding mental illness. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have that. Oh my goodness. Cerny says, peace out, fam. Papa, be careful with your workouts. Remember, you are old and mature now. Thank you, Cerny. Appreciate you.
Ever served in a forward area?
Yeah. I'm mature and experienced. Get it right. I'm mature. And what does that make you, Cerny? What does that make you, Cerny? What is happening to me? He chose poorly. All right, Cerny, enjoy protecting that grail. For everyone else. Got him. All right. Fam, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Love you, Cerny. Everyone else, appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll have an overtime segment with more balls deep edits and throwback DWGs. Not sure if we're going to have a brand new one. We might, maybe. But we will have an amazing Mancast tomorrow. Appreciate you. Share it with your friends. Join the fam over at SoulNormousX.com. Pinkston is belly up over here. Oh my goodness. Oh, belly rubs. Let me see if I got the camera. Look at the cute. Hold on a second. Look at the cute. This is what I have to deal with. Look at that. She's just waiting for me to finish the show. Look at that. That's what I get. How can I focus? Look at that. Look at that belly. Look at that pink and white belly. Look at that bellies. I want to bite it. I want to nibble it. I'm going to get into that in a second. All right, fam. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. And go to the fucking gym. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. Yeah, boy. Papa Swole. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and